here's the thing, right? So many people have Raiden Shogun. So many people have this character. Oh, by the way, remember I told you guys, how many people here watched my last video? I talked about this constellation along with Yai Miko's C6, this, and how broken this is. Not broken, like how good this is. I talked about this, right? Because a lot of people, they would argue with me, bro, like C6 Yai Miko is so over the top, like it's not worth, bro. You don't know how broken this thing is. You don't know how good this is. This is so stupidly good. It's like it's a permanent counter. So, okay, to explain it to you guys, let's go here. The difference between additive and multiplicative, resistance, shred and ignore. So, Kamisato Ayaka, right? Opponents damaged by her burst skill and her side have their defense decreased by 30% for 6 seconds. Now, what's the difference? Chat, I'm going to ask you guys this first because it's always easier for you guys to try to figure this out while I explain it. So, read this very carefully, chat. Read this very carefully. What's the difference between have their defense decreased by 30% versus ignore defense? Ignore 60% of the opponent's defense. What's the difference? There's a huge difference, by the way. I'm telling you guys. But this C6 is the exact same thing as this. What's the difference? I'm gonna tell you guys the difference real quick. I just want to see how you guys interpret this. Decrease is subtraction. Ignore is a multiplier, right? So let me give you guys a simple math example. I know I'm not a math guy. I know you guys don't come to me for, like, you guys watch I Win to Lose Gaming for that, Ziox, whoever. But I'm gonna give you guys some math, right? Very simple to understand. Let's just use 100. It's easiest, right? Say the enemy has 100 defense. 100, right? And then this constellation is gonna decrease their defense by 30, right? 30%, 30. However, here's the follow-up question. You guys following me? Here's the follow-up question. What if the enemy's defense went from 100 and it got buffed somehow? Somehow. I'm just saying. The enemy's defense went from 100 to 1000. According to this constellation, how much of the enemy's defense do you think this thing is reducing? Answer in the chat, please. So, reiterate the question. The enemy originally had 100 defense. However, due to some mechanic or whatever, suddenly their defense shot up from 100 to 1000. Per defense. How much do you think Ayaka's C4 is shredding the enemy's defense? I'm gonna give you the correct answer. It's 30. It's still fucking 30. That's bullshit, right? And Mihoyo knows it. Mihoyo knows it. That is bullshit. So this constellation becomes absolutely useless once the enemy finds a way to scale up their defense mid-fight. Yeah. Geronimo's like, wait, what? Yup. And this has been tested. This has been tested. However, the mechanic doesn't exist in the game right now. The mechanic doesn't exist in the game right now. But do you think Mihoyo... Do you think Mihoyo's going to... And it's been tested. People are already tested this. They know C4... This is very, very different from this, people. The enemy can increase their defense as much as they want, but this will always ignore 60% of their current defense. Always. That's what makes this so good. Like, the enemies can jack up as much as they freaking want. The more they jack up, the higher value this becomes. Blitz is asking, so is a 1 million defense harder to beat or 1 million? 1 million defense any day. 1 million defense, you'll never kill the boss. Even if the boss has like 10 HP, you probably won't ever kill him. They just won't lose health. So you see, Stracky 1016 is asking the real question now. So Raiden C2 is more future-proof than Ayaka C4 question mark. That's right. Honestly, that's what I think. I honestly think Raiden C2 is more future-proof than most of the constellation in game. Hell, the frickin' Mihoyo put the same shit on another character's C6. How much more do we need to like talk about this before people understand how insane, you know? Raiden didn't top sale charts, but by accident. It's not a mistake, people. This character, while yes, wildly popular, just had some of the most insane value crammed into the first two constellations to the point where you really have to question, right? If you're comparing these two, not even a comparison. This wins both in value because it's at C2 versus like C4. And then you have this sitting at C6. You want to compare that constellation to a C2. Of course, this one wins again. People, understand, Mihoyo can absolutely make your life miserable any moment they want. But they have integrity. They care about the free-to-play experience. Because if they jacked up the content in the way to make you uncomfortable, everybody's gonna freaking quit the game. Right? They can't balance the game around a C2 Raiden Shogun. That's just not fair. So, of course, even though I just highlighted something very bullshit for you guys, I think it's never going... I mean, it's gonna happen no time soon. Maybe in some limited time events for enemy mobs, they have like, you know, those... the event where you can choose your own difficulty level. Maybe in those events you'll see like mechanics. They'll listen, if you want to see what Mihoyo's thinking behind the scenes and how they want to cuck you, like maybe like 6 patches down the line, look at those events. Really pay attention to them, because a lot of the mechanics they'll test it in those events first, right? Don't be surprised when maybe a year from now, mark my words, a year, maybe a year and a half from now, there's going to be a mechanic like a ley line overflow, like a dendro ley line overflow in the abyss, where after 30 seconds, the enemy's defense increases by 300%. I don't know. Hey, I don't know. Watch people squirm around at that time. You gotta clear the whole freaking room in 30 seconds, or else the monsters literally get 4 times as tanky. Hey. Enjoy your C4 Ayaka. I'm just gonna say, enjoy your C4 Ayaka. And same with Raiden C2. You guys think this is like invincible? It's not. It's not invincible, alright? It's... If Mihoyo wanted to cut this, easy. Understand, they got this entire game in their hands. It's just they're making very careful, active decisions to do certain things. Right? For the time being, they're targeting Zhongli. They're targeting shielders. They're making shielders difficult, but not impossible to use. Just difficult. Then they're gonna go after Raiden next. Raiden's so popular. C0 Raiden, clearing all the content. You see those people flexing like, oh, my C0 Raiden can frickin' cut Dawei in half if I wanted to. If I gave her more artifact, if I got her weapon, I can cut frickin' my monitor in half just by using her burst skill. You see those people flexing their C0 Raidens. Just wait until Mihoyo gets around to them. You're gonna see most of them crying in a ditch somewhere. It's just the natural course of the game. They're gonna make Raiden difficult to use, but not impossible to use. Don't worry, it'll come. It comes to all characters. That's the course of the game. I think that's what makes Genshin enjoyable. You don't just spam the same comp for like 6 years, bro. Come on, like we can't be doing that. Right? That's not fun. That's not interactive. What's the point of having all these characters if you're just gonna use the same team? I think Raiden has had her time. She's been top of the usage rate for like what, 6 months plus now. Give it another 2-3 months, close to a year, maybe around the anniversary, you're gonna see Raiden slowly fall off because Mihoyo has finally gotten around to making her difficult to use. Which I think, if you have C2, it's gonna be okay for the time being. However, you know what's a good way to make Raiden absolutely useless? Electro immunity mobs. Now that's a lazy way of designing content, right? You can say that for Ayaka too. Oh, cryo immunity. So, oh, want to counter Hu Tao? Pyro immunity. right? That's a lazy way to design content. And I don't think MiHoYo will ever default to that lazy. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit. Maybe they will. But so far, look at how they're designing content, right? Very creative, very smart. Make you uncomfortable, but don't make them unplayable. So Archons are gonna get killed by MiHoYo. I think there will come a day when Archons